let's look at the effect of Brexit on the United Kingdom and the Union, because a lot of people think that the Leave vote has endangered the Union. Are you a unionist?
Yes, absolutely.
How will you deal with the Irish border? Because if you want to leave on WTO terms, there is a real issue there, isn't there?
Well, unfortunately there is, because Mrs May never asked for a free trade deal. Had we asked for a free trade deal at the very start of this, we would have got one. Of that I have absolutely no doubt at all. There are two issues, aren't there, with goods going back and forth across the border. One is quality and standards. Well, given that we're completely harmonised with European Union rules, for the first year or two, that will not even be an issue of any kind at all. And the second, of course, is tariff. It is absolutely my view that if you leave on WTO terms, your ability to do a tariff-free deal with the European Union in short order actually becomes very, very realistic, because that's what they want. And in a short term, let's just be clear, that I think there's a big misunderstanding as to how trade actually happens. Unlike almost everybody in politics, I've spent time importing and exporting materials when I had a proper job in the world of commodities. When these big containers come in from China on WTO terms, there isn't some little fella in Southampton inspecting every container.
No, but some are inspected.
Some are, yes. And just as with products from the European Union.
So therefore, there would have to be an
there
Irish
are lorries
border,
from the
there?
European Union that get checked at Dover too, for other reasons, stowaways, illegal migrants, you name it. The fact is, all of this stuff is logged online, and what is really interesting is that the Irish government themselves have said, with a WTO Brexit, there will be no physical border. Michel Barnier has said, with a WTO Brexit, there will be no border. The only risk of a border appears to be in Mrs May's treaty, where we're talking perhaps about using a backstop.
But unless there is alignment of regulations and standards...
there is.
Well, there is at the moment,
yes.
Obviously. But if down the line the UK government decides on certain things to go away from EU standards, then there still would have to be a border and there would have to be checks.
There is not going to be massive regulatory change in Brexit Britain within the first...
Well, what's the point of it? What is the point of Brexit? What is the point of Brexit
within the first 6
if there
months,
isn't going to be change?
Within the first 6 months or 9 months, I would have a bet with you that we will have a tariff-free arrangement with the European Union way before there is real divergence.
And you think, but surely your aim has to be real divergence. Otherwise, as I say, people who are on the border obviously are affected, would be affected by whatever happens. And do you understand the strength of feeling for people who live in Northern Ireland or even in the Republic of Ireland about what the long-term effects of this might be if people don't get it right?
The European Union are not going to build a physical border. The Irish government are not going to build a physical border. The British government are not going to build a physical border. This has been used. It's been put up as a negotiating tactic, and sadly, the Prime Minister fell for it. Do you know, in the European Parliament in 2017, there was actually a parliamentary report issued saying how to deal with the Irish border in case of a tariff regime. And everybody has agreed that if there are tariff differentials, you frankly can log all of that on a mobile phone.